Hello, guys. I want to welcome everybody to Nightshift Uncensored, Episode 5. My name is Jaffe, along with my hosts David, Carlos, and Will. Today on our show, we have Tokyo and Paris. Hope you guys have tuned into our previous episodes, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's go. So, I'll start off. Paris, Ariana, you had quite the episode today. You called me 10 minutes before filming, telling me after I had already confirmed 4 times with you over the past 3 days that you couldn't make it today. Tell us and Elon Musk what happened today.
So the Tesla battery died on me.
What?
I didn't charge it.
You
It died. We were drunk last night, and I got in the car forgetting that I didn't charge the car because I was drunk last night. The Tesla battery died. I was supposed to come with a different friend, and couldn't get a hold of her. Luckily, me and Tokyo were still together from last night. So she was like, I got you.
Nice, that's awesome.
I hope you weren't driving.
No.
All right, good. You
No.
The Tesla was driving. Yeah, it needs to plug itself up by itself.
Y'all had a wild night last night?
It was pretty wild. It
was fun.
was fine.
We
It
were
wasn't
dress
it wasn't
code.
too crazy. I feel like we could do crazier.
We had dress code.
We could do crazier.
We had a cute
We did have a dress code.
yeah, we forgot
We
about
were all
that.
in
We had a
pink.
dress code
It
last
was
night.
unplanned.
It was adorable.
It was unplanned.
They asked whose birthday it was, so we just made
Yeah.
someone up.
So it was unplanned. You guys all decided.
We all came in pink.
Just for
Yeah.
Was
We
it?
thought we were all
looked really
together.
cute.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It was fun.
It's a lucky person who
Everybody kept
forgot in
saying,
their
whose
section,
birthday
yeah.
is it?
And then Aaliyah was there too.
Yeah.
And then she's
And,
the one that didn't
and
make it.
No show.
Aaliyah and Kylie.
And Kylie.
Yeah.
They were there. She was there too. And they were like, whose birthday is it? We were like, it's Kylie's birthday.
Let's go with it at this point. Yeah.
And you guys hit the club?
Yeah, we went to, where did we go? Encore.
Yeah, excellent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Encore.
It was nice.
fun.
It was a really nice club. The inside is huge.
Yeah. It was
Absolutely
lit.
huge. Yeah.
It was lit.
Mm-hmm.
Any wild stories from that night?
Not from last night. Was it
Other
wild?
than the $100 DoorDash that
Oh.
never showed up.
Yeah, we had the munchies when we got home. We ordered $100 DoorDash, and it was canceled. And I forgot to tell her they canceled it. And we fell asleep, and she woke up and she was panicking. She was like, "Where's the DoorDash?"
I opened the door. I checked the porch. I checked outside. I said, "Oh my gosh!" And then she looked so peaceful on the couch, so I didn't want to
She was
disturb
like,
her.
"You
I
have
was
to call
like,
your bank."
"Okay." And then this morning, I'm like, "Call your bank. Tell them that." She says, "What are you talking about? It canceled." I'm like, "Oh, all right, never mind."
Well, thank you
Never
for
mind.
making it today. Yeah. And, I know you guys haven't had any food or anything, but
Yeah,
we'll
It's okay.
it's okay. We're gonna eat after
we'll
this.
get started. I wanted to ask how long you guys been dancing?
A year and a half, June 2021,
Yeah,
almost 2 years.
I'm working on a whole year, so I'm fairly new, but I'm learning a lot along the way. So
So what were you guys doing before?
What was I doing? I was in the military, and I came home from training, and I started door dashing because it was National Guard. So I started door dashing. I was like, fuck this. I got bills. This is not enough money for me. I live a luxurious lifestyle. So I just, I remember I asked my mom, I was like, what would, because me and my mom are like best friends. So I asked her, I was like, if I started dancing, would you be mad at me? And she was like, what Cardi B say in that song? Dance, not fuck. She was like, I don't approve, but I always support. And so
I love that.
now I go home and I tell her stories.
I love that.
Great.
I was a flight attendant actually for American Airlines. I didn't like it. It was a lot of up and down for me. And then I've always been in the beauty industry, so I've just had my nails as kind of a backup income. And then I hit a space where I really needed to get back to like my lifestyle too. And
The luxurious lifestyle.
a friend of mine, I met her outside of an environment like that, and I was just wondering like if everybody was technically the same as a person that I had encountered before, and she was so genuine that I wouldn't even strike that as her form of employment. So I misjudged the entire industry. And then once I got into it, I was just kind of in love with it. It kind of made me feel a different sense of confidence that I didn't know I had and stuff. And now I don't know what else I would be doing. Like, I love both of my incomes now. So I get be my own boss. It's amazing.
Oh my God. So
It's amazing.
talking about the flight attendant,
Oh, gosh.
this story you told me, there's literally a girl she used to work with at, for the airlines.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're
She started
coworkers again.
dancing. Now they're coworkers again.
Again. Yeah. I actually met her
And they
inside.
have like stories.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Oh, y'all used to be
Flight attendant.
she was
Coworkers
like, she was
inside
her
the
trainer.
airline. Yeah.
and now,
And now outside
now
of
she's a dancer.
we dance
she
together.
also has a luxurious lifestyle.
A very luxurious lifestyle. Yeah. And she still flies, so
Yeah,
good for
she's still
her.
a flight
Good for her,
You
yeah.
keep your flight benefits?
No. I left it all on the table. I was okay with it too. It was
How long do you,
just too much.
Like attend
About 2 years. It was nice for a
Wasn't your
while.
thing?
No, the pay was absolutely terrible. I could probably make their paycheck in one night. So
Yeah.
it's sad. You can almost like I always used to tell people. It's funny because I use Paris as an example, but every time I always wanted to say I can get to Paris, but I can't afford to stay in the hotel once I'm there.
Yeah.
So what's the point? I'd
Yeah.
rather do the 9 to 5 or anything on the ground and then take my vacation for like up to a week. It's a lot more. You get to enjoy your experience when you're on vacation versus like constantly thinking, I got to get back because I got to get to work. And if I miss my flight, that's my job.
Yeah.
So it's
Now you
very
go to work
cutthroat.
when you want.
I can go when I
What
want,
was-
how
what
I
was-
want. I love it.
What
I
was your
absolutely love it.
misconception? Well, that you thought, you had a picture of what
Yeah.
dancing was. What was that picture?
Grimy. I'm not gonna lie. That was the first thing that came to mind was grimy. The girl that I was actually best friends with, the first person when I got to Charlotte as a flight attendant, was a dancer, and she stole from me a few times. And I'm a type of person. I'm a Taurus, so I'll let you kind of deceive me once, twice, and then I'll wait it out. And then one day I'm just like, so you remember that one time that we were at that one place and you did that? And she goes, what? I said, and then everybody else in the room's like, I'm not going to say she didn't do it exactly. So we're done here.
Yeah.
Have a good one. And that's kind of how
Yeah.
our friendship ended. And
So
I
you
never thought
everybody was kind of like that.
another dancer, I was like, it must be her industry. She's used to manipulation and she couldn't decipher. And the dancer that put me on told me, we don't take our manipulation tactics outside of the club industry. That's not how you treat people. Just because you need to, make money doing something and we might be selling the fantasy, we don't do that to our friends. We don't do that to people we're actually interested in, stuff like that. You have to make sure that you're being a genuine person in and outside the club if you want to succeed in the industry.
Did I tell you that?
No, it was her. It was
She
the
told
girl
you
that put
that?
me on. Yeah, the girl that
Because
put
we
me
had
on.
conversations like that before.
Straight told me, you have to be genuine or it's not going to work.
Yeah.
People can see through that. Yeah.
Yeah, me and her, I'm asking because we had a conversation. She was asking me because she just got hired at the same club as me last month.
Yeah.
So
We actually met on her birthday.
we did meet on my
Yeah.
birthday, but so we were having a conversation and she was just like trying to learn the club. And I was telling her, I was like, the best thing to do at our club is just to be yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
just be honest.
we make our money off of connections. Like, so
Selling
just-
the whole, I get it
the
for some
customers
people's
can see
privacy
through that.
reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just be yourself.
but if you're yourself,
Go to
it
work, have
pays
fun,
off.
and the money comes to you.
It pays off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a lot
what we were
easier.
having a whole conversation about that. That's why I brought
And then
that
you
up.
just have fun. You're not out there like overthinking anything.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on stage, it's hard not to get in your head.
Yeah.
Because you see people, and if they're not necessarily walking right up to you and they're in love with you, then you're like, nobody likes me. Don't get in your head. Just keep being yourself, and eventually the dollars will be thrown.
Yeah.
It happens every time. You just can't be stuck in your head because they can see that too. They know when somebody's nervous.
I do enjoy both of you on stage. You guys have a lot of energy. You guys are a ball
Thank
of
you.
energy.
Thank
And the
you.
crowd, the crowd is it just. You can usually tell when I'm not in the room just by listening that it's you two are on stage.
Thank you.
Just from the energy level that you hear coming from the audience.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
actually
it's
nervous
amazing, yeah.
to dance on stage with
I want
Paris.
you to come on stage
Yeah,
with me.
I'm actually so nervous.
we'll
she's
do-
such a
She's a little badass.
she's such a ball of fire. Even like
Energetic.
on a slower day or what she would call a slow day, because if there's people in the club, I assume it's fast.
Yeah.
So just by the amount of people, she'll convince me. She'll be my number one fan right up at the end of the stage and will tell me like, get up there, get on the pole,
Yeah,
get up there. You need pole grip, take it. I'm like, are you like, she's do it, get up there.
we did
So
that before.
just to think like the amount of pressure that I would have being next to her on stage, I'm like, how
No.
can I keep up?
One day
We
we
need-
have
I
we
just
need
wanna
get-
match
we need
her
to get
level.
a video of this so we can put it
a
on
video.
I need to match her
Joffy
level.
has a video.
Yeah.
She
As
brings
long
the
as-
heat.
Joffy has a video of me and
I will go
Nick's on
film it.
stage.
I will
Yeah.
go film it
That's
as
what
long
I'm
as
talking
Will
about, that energy.
doesn't try to kick me out.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
No. We can do a day shift together one day when there's not that many people,
Okay.
and that's when you get your practice in.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah. And then impress them on the weekend.
yeah, exactly.
She's a showstopper.
No, you are. The whole club literally
fine.
will
You
stop
know
and
what it
watch
is?
you.
She commands attention
Yeah.
when she's up there. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
It's-
she's like, you're gonna watch me.
Oh my
I don't
God.
care what you're doing.
It's- I work together with the DJ. Like before I go on stage, I ask him, I'm like, how's the club? I mean, like, how's the crowd doing?
Yeah.
And he'll tell me, he's like, if they're asleep, he's like, they're asleep. Go out there and wake them up. Like he's like, he tells me just go hard regardless.
Yeah.
Like go out there. I literally sometimes I'm like, I do not feel like doing all that. And he's like, He's like, they're literally asleep. If you wake them up, everybody starts making money. So go out there and wake them up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And like, you know the song Turn Down for What? The mix he has?
Yeah.
How it's like really lit?
Very fast.
He always wants to play that. I'm like, that takes all of my energy. And he'll be like, okay, I'm not going to play it. And then I go out there and I make some money and he plays it anyway. I'm like, okay, now I got to.
What's that song that if you don't have any money, you always yelling that?
Take
song?
your broke ass home.
Literally. I love that. I love that.
Have you ever hurt your knees when you drop from the ceiling like that?
Not when
I
I
always
drop.
wonder.
No, not when I drop. But a lot of times, when you're like on your knees and you twerk, I get floor burn from that, from just twerking on my knees.
So that's the story I was going to tell you. We were working together this past weekend, and there was a customer that we were both talking to. You had to go on stage, so I was like, "Don't worry, you leave. I'll stay here with him and keep him company." You were up there, and we
at
had
the bar.
Yeah,
I
so we
remember.
had said something. I don't know what it was, but we were talking about something. And I said, something Paris. Other than that, and he goes. Paris. He goes, who's Paris? I was like,
He was
who's
drunk.
Paris? I said, you don't remember? I was like, well, she's right there. He looks on stage and you're not on stage. I said, well, up there. You were at the very top about to do it. And as he looks over, it's like 3, 2, 1, boom. I'm like,
Right on time.
Like the drop zone.
Like a bungee
I
jump.
was like, so you remember Paris? He goes,
Right on
oh. I'm like, yeah, Paris.
It's so fun. Like, even when I don't make money on stage, I like, it's fun.
Yeah.
The stage is fun to
I mean,
me.
it's like you're almost like playing around.
I was a cheerleader, like, since I was 7 years old until my 11th grade year in high school. So I always like to put on a show.
Yeah.
So
okay.
when I'm on
That makes
stage
sense.
at work, it's fun for me. It
Yeah.
brings me back.
I did 4 years of gymnastics.
Yeah.
So it's relatable. Yeah.
So I always wonder what diverted you to do the military career? Because I know you drive a truck,
National
right?
Guard, yeah.
Yeah.
You said what made me want to?
Yeah, what made you go there?
Some good ass fucking recruiters.
I
I was literally when I was in high school, we had a vocational school, and I was in the vocational school getting my cosmetology license, and they brought recruiters to cosmetology class for some reason. Like we're already getting out of school with a license. I don't know why they brought military recruiters, but they did, and they got my ass with the benefits and the bonuses and the free college. Like I had never touched this much money before because I was in high school, and they were telling me, with my ASVAB scores being so high, the truck driving job is 88 mic. That was my job that I qualified for. And they were like, if you get this job, you get a $20,000 bonus. That's how they got me. I was in 12th grade, and I was like, $20,000? What could I do with that? Like, now I'm like, I could never join the military just for $20,000.
I just want to see you driving a truck. You have a deuce in the corner,
It's fun.
big ass truck.
It's fun.
So,
And her just hops out of the door.
It's fun. It's fun.
I got my
Sitting on a
truck
couple
in,
books.
She said, I got my truck in pink chrome. It's wrapped. Do you guys like it? I'm like,
No, it's like green trucks, tan trucks. Don't really fit my personality, but it's so
No.
fun. Like
yeah.
Are you still in reserve or no?
National Guard, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
How
wild.
often do you have to go?
Once a month. 1 weekend every month.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So when we don't see you, you're over there defending our freedoms.
driving a truck.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love
I
that.
guess.
Never knew that.
I guess.
It's crazy how jobs will rope you in young, though. They did the
Yeah.
same thing in the airline. I was only 21.
Yeah.
And they really grabbed me. You have to be at least
Yeah.
21 just to serve alcohol on the plane. So they grabbed me right out of it too. And it was just, I had only worked retail jobs. So besides, 12 an hour, it was like 20. I'm like, I'm going to have a salary. I work for corporate America. This is amazing. Like I thought I had made it. And then they got you in with the benefits,
Yeah.
free flights, but they don't tell you it's standby flights.
Yeah.
So, well, that's a whole different
They
ball
don't.
game.
When they
You
get
should've
you,
let
they
me
don't
know.
tell you. They don't
Yeah.
tell you. I remember
Well, you
when I
gotta
was
read
in,
the fine print.
I remember
Exactly. Yeah, that
I
wasn't on the
remember
PowerPoint. The
being in basic training.
that they showed me, and this is what your life could be. That wasn't on there.
I remember being in basic training, and me and all my battle buddies were talking about like they didn't tell us this. Like they didn't tell us this. And I remember we used to the drill sergeants are dickheads because they have to be. So we would tell them thank you out of habit, and they would be like, "Don't thank me, thank your recruiter." Like
wow.
you're in too deep now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, you guys work a lot now? Like, since do you have like a schedule since now you're doing dancing thing, or you guys just work when you need money?
I try.
I listen to my intuition.
I try.
If I don't have a schedule.
I try.
I literally listen to my intuition.
I try.
5 times.
Okay. Will can vouch. The other day I had woke up. I'm getting myself kind of like on a more nap schedule so I can try to wake up and go to work, and then I'm just not restless. Because one time he saw me, it was I think a Sunday. I was so drained, and I was pushing myself to a degree I couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, "Can I please? I'm too. I can't. I don't even have it in me to speak to another person right now. They're gonna see it all over my face. I'm just want to go home." So I was just like, "Can I please?" He's like, "It's okay. Take care of yourself." So I go home. I nap. I mean, this was probably the next week. I come back and I could have swore it was a Friday. I walked in and he's like, "An hour and a half?" I'm like, "Yep, here we go." He's like, "All right, get out there." It was one of the best nights I had. So I shock myself with the discipline that I do put myself through. But then on the days when you are just kind of going for it
Yeah.
and spitballing,
Those
you shock
are the
yourself
best
even more.
days. Yeah.
So I'm like, what is up with the schedule? Because this could just be and it is an industry where we could just toss a coin and that Wednesday
Yeah.
was your night. So
That's like-
I don't really care about the schedule as much. I try my best, but it's not showing. Every time I try to put myself on a schedule, I'm not seeing consistency because this isn't a consistent
yeah.
industry. So I just say whatever these days and go when I can.
That's like in the locker room, the girls were always talking about, what day are you coming? What days are good for
Yeah.
you? How are Tuesdays? How are day shift on Tuesdays? And
you
it's
never
like,
know.
we always tell each other, like, you just gotta come and see.
Yeah.
Like, one Tuesday might be bad. 3 Tuesdays might be bad in a row. You come on a Tuesday, the 4th Tuesday, you walk home with more than you thought you would have.
And like what's for one person, she had told me isn't for another. So you could constantly think like, what's a good day for Paris? It's never going to be a good day
I'll
for
tell you what,
Tokyo
Yeah.
if it's a
day's
good
gonna be a
day, you
for
know?
Paris, but Paris has been stopped working Saturday nights. That used to be a good day for Paris, but now she likes to party on Saturday
No,
nights.
I still work. I was just there on Saturday. I was just there on Saturday.
No,
I
the
like
crazy
Saturday
thing
nights.
to me is that she will go party and then
then
come
come.
to
And
work.
then come to
Oh, yeah.
work.
Later, her 21st
I tried that.
birthday.
Yeah.
Birthday, I should not have.
I tried that a
I
couple
should
It
times.
must have been a really shitty party.
Well,
'cause
even told
You're
me.
not gonna get my ass out of the club to go
No,
fucking
they-
work.
because you know
I
they
actually
close.
like that. I like using the club and my friends as my pregame.
Yeah,
I
and then
love
you can bring
leaving
guys.
them because
you can
then
bring guys.
I
Like,
feel-
I work there. Come
I-
see me here.
Somehow
Like,
I feel productive. Like I leave the club and I'm like, I'm about to go to work now. And then I get to go home at the end of our club and I'm like, look at that.
With money.
Instead, I would have
fun
just
and
ran
Yeah.
out my bills, smoked a hookah, and been disappointed at the end of the night. And now look at me. I get to count money. I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's like-
I'm like, thanks guys. We can do this again tomorrow.
I like going out to dinner with my girls before work, and then like recruiting guys to come
Oh,
to
that's
the club.
nice too. We were doing that last night.
Yeah, recruiting guys to come to the club.
Because you never know who you're going to meet with.
Because they're always like, "What are you doing after this?"
Yeah.
I'm going to work. You're
Yeah.
going to work? What do you work? I'm
2
a
a.m.
dancer.
And we got breakfast.
Come with me.
Come eat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And come
Come
eat.
with me.
Yeah, it's a
So where are you guys
beautiful place.
going? You guys gotta go to fancy places, right? You know,
For dinner,
you're not going to
especially.
Chili's, right?
No, like
No.
bars inside of hotels,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
stuff like that. That's where all the sugar daddies at.
You're not going to meet the people you want at Chili's
Yeah.
that I want to see.
We're not
No.
going to Chili's.
So you guys are fairly new dancers. What is some of the tips that you give somebody that's thinking about breaking into the industry?
Be yourself. That's my biggest
You wanna
thing.
know-
Is just to always be yourself.
There's a
You're
fear
lucky.
factor, right? Of like, oh, I want to dance, but I don't know if I can do this. How do you get over that?
That's what I don't
I tell
necessarily
what I
like
do.
that.
I tell girls, if you feel good about yourself, like if you feel like you look good, you feel like you're that bitch. It's confidence.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the job. People are gonna like you. You just have to be confident.
I've had
People
a lot
are
of
attracted to
girls-
confidence, especially men. Men love confidence.
There's a lot of girls, I think any girl in the industry can say, we've had a lot of women that will approach us with the idea of the money's there and they love it so much so they want to do it. But then when it comes down to it and I'm literally saying, and this doesn't happen, I'm not going to hold everybody's hand, but if it's a friend and I know she really wants help, then why can't I hold your hand and help
Yeah.
you? Oh, let's go to the store. Let's get the shoes.
I've done
Then
that.
they see how expensive the shoes investment is. Then they see how expensive the clothes
And then
are.
you
I'm
tell
like,
them you're gonna
"But
make
you
that
it
back tonight."
If they don't have what she was saying, that confidence and that belief in themselves, there's not a thing I can say on the planet
Yeah.
to get you to come.
How much
in.
does it cost to like entry level dancer? Like, what does it cost to show up for an audition?
Let me see.
Run
So
me
you
down
have
to
to
that.
come.
300, girl, I'm good on the
You-
300. I can get some shoes, outfits.
You have to.
on 300.
Well, you have to come. In order to get hired, you have to come like you're going out. Like you have to look nice.
Okay.
So
yeah.
if you don't already have an outfit in your closet,
Yeah.
you gotta go buy an outfit.
And then know you got money to go out because you've hit a low to
Yeah.
a point where you have a lifestyle that you want to upkeep.
Yeah.
So you could at least put the dress on that a guy was going to take you on a date and come in and look like you're ready
Yeah.
for a job. That's step one.
And then you have to buy the shoes.
So that can be free, basically. So there's no
Essentially,
cost.
you
You
got
already have.
something in the closet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So look good,
You have
look
to
good.
have the
Yeah,
shoes,
look good.
The shoes.
What does
How
that
much-
run?
Shoes are
Shoes range
between
from
Just
I
the
say-
starter, not the fancy.
The starter
yeah,
ones,
black
I would
starter.
say they were like 100 something.
Okay.
I've seen some around 50, but I'm not gonna lie. They're just very,
The
very
pleasers,
basic.
the pleaser
very
ones,
basics.
I
Yeah.
feel like they range around 100.
Yeah.
Those are the good ones. Those are the comfy ones.
and they're gonna last you.
Yeah.
They're
Where do you
gonna
where do you
last
get this clothes at your Amazon store or?
No. I saw a girl buy
Your
Amazon
local
heels.
dancer
if you,
shop?
if
The red
you're
door.
off the whim, if
Yeah, they're
you're-
not.
The red door.
if
They
you're
get all
going
of them
off
at the red door.
Red door.
To go get hired, I would say red door.
No,
red
literally red
hustlers,
door.
like,
Red door's got you.
Off of a whim, go to the store. But
All right, so $100 for the thing. What else?
and
Outfit.
then
How much is an outfit?
I mean, it depends.
Well, you're
My
gonna need-
starter outfit was a spaghetti strap top and a T-bar.
But
That
you-
was my starter with a garter.
A lot
so
of
I
girls
would say
think-
that was like $50.
Okay.
A lot of girls think that you could just wear any panties. You can't. They have to be T-bars.
Yeah.
Right.
So dancers have a specific style of underwear
What
that
are
you
those?
have
18
to
bucks,
wear.
20 bucks.
They range.
12.
They range.
I would say 12 to 20.
And if you want sparkles, we're getting up
So
to
now
25.
we're at 170.
Yeah.
180.
Depending on the club you work at, depends on the dress code.
Right.
So some of them are a little bit more like classy. They want you to wear a full dress that covers a little bit more, not see-through stuff. Other ones want you, you could wear what you please. So if you want to walk around in your T-bar, you can, but at least have a bikini top on
Yeah.
because you're selling something.
That was my starter
So,
outfit. It was a
yeah.
bikini top and a T-bar.
So about 180
simple.
bucks. How much you spending yours? About the same.
I was close to 300. I like to have a 2 or 3 different outfits,
Yeah.
and I like to have variety out through the night.
So when you went to dance, you already knew for a fact this is
Your
what you were gonna
first,
do.
your first
Yeah.
day
You invested
dancing.
in it.
Yeah.
That's
My
cool.
first day dancing, the girl that actually convinced me to start and gave me the courage had given me a very realistic impression of it. It was a Monday night, and she literally told me she did the same thing and walked out with $40. So don't get my hopes up. I might have walked out with about 200. So it wasn't terrible, but there was 4 customers, and I worked out in like one of the most country places you could think of. So it was a rough
What
start.
state?
North Carolina, actually. It was a great starter club. And then this was ideally where we're working is where my goal was. So
Yeah.
I
to
bet
get
you
in
something
there.
Love
like Virginia.
it.
Such a privilege. Yeah.
Love it.
I loved it. It's
Like she told
whatever.
me earlier,
Yeah.
she was like, "We're literally angels in that club."
Yeah.
Like
So anytime I ever hear anybody
she was
that
like, "They
might,
treat us like angels."
yeah,
Like,
if you walk out complaining with anything, I'm like, you have no idea what it could be.
Yeah.
Trust me. Disappointment after disappointment after disappointment
And-
with one lucky night.
we have a bad night and we forget how blessed we are.
Yeah, you
like
actually do.
it's like stripper mentality. We forget,
You
like
spoil yourself.
yeah,
almost, yeah.
we forget how blessed we are.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was like the first time that you guys made $1,000 in a night?
Oh, yeah.
I know I was so excited. I ran
I-
home and told my mom.
I cried. I went home
I
and
ran home and told my mom.
because I had the small goals and I've always had them. So for me, it was like to quit my 9 to 5, I needed to make the 2-week paycheck in one night. Did it. Then to confidently walk away from the other club I was at, I needed to make what I was making there in one weekend in one night. I did that. Beautiful. Then I was like, okay, now I can put my mind to something even bigger. Got that, and it was just a kind of a relief off my back. I had a lot of dancers in the club that we're at right now, too, that are a lot more friendly, environmental than I've ever been around. So the fact that they were encouraging me, I put my mind to it, and once I got it, I think I just went home that night. I didn't expect to make it. And as I started getting closer and counting, I said, wow, I actually hit my goal.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got emotional because I reflected on how far I came in such a short amount of time. And now I have an even bigger goal. You just
For
keep
me-
setting them higher and higher.
For me, I remember I was 19 when I got hired, and I was trying to get an apartment, and I had my own apartment. I got approved and everything, but I just had to prove that I made 3 times the rent. I was 19, first apartment, and that's when I started dancing. And I came home one night with $1,000, and I was so excited. So I was like, I'm closer to my goal. Like, I'm about to get my apartment.
So now you got an
amazing.
apartment, you drive a Tesla,
Tesla.
and a luxurious
I'm
lifestyle.
getting my Tesla.
She's
Yeah,
getting it
I'm
wrapped in.
working on it.
She's getting it wrapped
Yeah.
in pink.
She
I
was
remember when
good.
you lived at
Yeah.
home. That's right. You were living at home. You had a
I
long
still
drive.
live at home right now.
Oh,
So
yeah?
what is
Yeah,
the, what is
but
the
I'm about
most,
to. I'm moving back to Charlotte. I'm aiming for May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't live in Charlotte?
I'm in Greenville.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You drove
Oh,
from
so you make
Greenville
that-
today?
No, last night, yesterday.
She makes that drive more than what she should. I will say that. I've offered too many times, please just rest. And she's like, I gotta go. I'll be right back. I'm like, how right back? How is that right
I'll
back?
see you tomorrow. I drive to
right
Charlotte
back.
almost every day. Almost every day I'm here. Like,
It's crazy, girl.
but I don't mind it. I like driving on the highway. It's like calming, peaceful,
Okay.
thinking time.
It's calming for me to drive
Javi,
10 minutes.
they made me think of something. They were talking about how they make sure that they came correct for their audition, and you probably have some horror stories about what you see for some of the auditions you to take
Who
care
hired
of.
you? Who hired you?
Oh, Jaffe.
Carlos hired me.
But I will say one
It was
thing.
the second time.
Do you want to know what's funny? This person specifically, I was like, I'm not giving up. I'm coming back. Try it again. I'm coming back. You're gonna.
That's
I'm getting in.
good.
My foot and my pinky is this close, and I'm going through the door. So I was so determined, and it was funny. Just the other day, I finally had hit a decent amount to where I was able to just kind of show love back.
Yeah.
And it was really rewarding to me in general. But he's funny in general. Like,
But I told you that day, I was like, I respect the fact that you didn't quit. Like,
Yeah,
I respected that about you.
I overheard the DJ and him speaking that day, and he had said, "This is number 16," and the DJ was like, "Is this it?" I said, 16?
No, man,
That's
crazy.
how privileged I felt when I finally did get in, because I was just, I said, did you say 16 today? He goes, yes, that's my 16th audition. You're 17.
Yeah.
We're good today.
Jaffe-
To
Jaffe always
just
tells
today,
us.
that wasn't even in a week.
He always tells us, he's like, in a whole month, we have thousands of girls come in here, and
Oh.
we only hire like 4. Like,
Not
Have
thousands.
you
Not
seen
thousands.
the?
That's crazy.
That's in the folder he walks around with.
Yeah. No, he went to give it to me the second time. He was like, I probably already showed you this. I was like, yes, you showed me the folder. I was like, please, I just really want a shot.
What changed from the first to the one where you finally got contracted?
Nothing. My determination
Yeah.
had
Just
stayed
came
the
back,
same
yeah.
every single time.
And
You got
was
tired
nice.
of
Whether it was,
auditioning.
I mean, honestly, whether it was like a simple reason or if it was a legit reason, whatever it was, I was just so determined. I'm like, that's fine. I'm not going to give up.
I'm like,
so
we're
I'll
not
be back.
contracting. She's like, but you contracted my friends. I'm like,
like,
oh.
I'll come back next
Fuck it.
week, next month, whatever you say. He's like, try again, and I'll be here. And I just stayed so determined
I
that
actually,
took a
last night
shower.
when we went out to Encore, I had a girl, she asked me where I worked, so I told her. I had a girl tell me she tried 6 times, and she was like, I was like, when was the last time you tried? And she didn't tell me. She was like, it's just been a while, I'm not trying it. I was like, no, try again.
Keep going.
Just keep trying. Like, you never know.
You didn't
I mean-
send
One
us some
day
ugly
we're gonna
girl,
need
did you?
you.
No, I had another girl though that I did work at with a different area, and I didn't think we were that close, but I guess she did. So maybe not even a week later of me getting hired, she had been in, and it was nice seeing you type of thing. But she was in there with a customer, and they were having a good time, and I thought that was that. She actually came back in and apparently dropped my name and tried to say, oh, you're hiring. I know you just hired. I was like, hey. And the door girl, she had said, your friend came in. I said, I don't know any. What are you talking about? I said, oh, she's trying her her big one, and she's gonna try it the best she can. You hired Tokyo. I'm like, please don't. I don't even know if I'm secure yet. Please don't do that. I'm like,
So now that
She's
you're
like, I'm
in-
not, I just got
I
in.
just got
here.
Please don't do that.
So now that you're in, right?
Yeah.
What's the craziest story that's happened to you since you've been dancing at whatever club?
Oh, okay. I'll never forget the alcohol bottle. Not liquor, alcohol. So pole dancing, you have to spray the poles. We have a rag most of the time at a club and an alcohol bottle. And they keep the alcohol bottle, depending on where the club is and how the stage set up, they keep it in the corner. So you can conveniently grab it before you dance, clean the pole, and then get going. I had a gentleman who was, I guess, about to serve his maybe like 3rd term. I'm not sure how you say it in the military, but he was a sergeant. So he's about to go back.
He was signing his contract again.
This was one
Yeah.
more time. And I mean, his friends were giving him almost like a party for
Like
it.
going away party.
Yeah, so he got excited, and he and his friends suggested that I come over and dance on a side stage. I did. I put the bottle down, the spray bottle down, and it's sitting in the corner, kind of away from them. He had to reach to do it, so it was like very intentional, and I'm not sure if the tequila got to him or what happened, but I was on the ground doing some floor work, and as I'm dancing, I go to put my leg in the air, and I just remember alcohol swiping the side of me so bad that it was coming at me, and it's shooting over my shoulder.
spraying
I'm
you?
like literally avoiding my face. I'm like, what's going on? He was spraying me with the alcohol. He got so excited. He backed up and was like, yeah. I was so shocked that I had stopped, and I was like, I was like, do I get mad? Like, is this an environment where I can do that? And the other girls, I went to the back. I was like, no, I'm done. I get off of the pole. I get down off the stage, and I just walked away. His friends were like, what'd you do that for? You messed it up. She was having a good time, and now you messed it up. I go to the back, and the girls were like, what happened? I said, well, he sprayed me with alcohol. They're like, girl, I would have took my shoe off and smacked. I said, oh, I didn't know it was that type of work environment. I came to corporate America. I'm like, sir, that is uncalled for. And I just walk away. And she's like, no, you could have went blind from that. I'm like, I had no idea.
I
My
literally told
manager
you that
was a
today,
sweetheart
too.
about it. So
is crazy.
I couldn't even be upset. And he came over. He did tip me very well next stage set. So that was nice. That was
Yeah.
like, kids, I'm sorry.
I
but
told you that today too. I was
It was
like,
crazy.
you don't have to be a pushover with these guys.
I was so
Like,
shocked. I was like, did he just, what's being
Do y'all
thrown
get
at me?
do y'all get more tips dancing on the pole or lap
No.
dances?
I don't. I will tell you honestly, I don't. And I have seen a lot of girls get up there, do a 360 spin
Because
upside down,
I was
no money.
surprised to learn that a lot of girls get paid more
From dances?
from dancing on the
Yeah.
on the
On the
pole than
ground.
actually lap dances.
It depends on the club.
Yeah.
I would say
And the
that's-
girl.
if you're
And the
on
girl.
stage,
I will
though, I
say-
say groundwork.
Me-
They like a little more intimacy
Yeah.
for you to come up close to them, so they can't put a dollar in you when you're upside
Yeah.
down spinning. So it's like
They,
for
they
them,
like when you
but
show them
girls,
attention.
females love pole tricks. If you go in and you do a pole trick, a girl, that is what the girls are looking
Yeah.
for. And they get excited because they know that I think the athleticism that we have to have and the body
So
structure, confidence.
Do y'all work on that like outside of work hours? Do y'all
Oh,
like
pole
do
work.
I have.
pole work?
I have my last apartment. I had a pole in it, but this
Not
one
a,
I
not a
don't.
day in my life. I would love to, but no, I just don't. I'm too tired. I go home
Work
and
is
go to
practice,
sleep.
baby.
I just, work is
There's a
practice.
couple of girls at the club that actually teach pole
Yeah.
classes.
Mhm. One of them I'm
And
very
they-
close with.
Yeah, and they give girls discounts if they work at the club.
Sweet. That's so nice.
And they're really good.
I'll have to try one of them because wow.
I mean, it's just working on your craft. I guess.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you guys prefer a static pole or a spinning pole?
A spinning pole.
Spinning all day.
Always.
I feel like I'm on a light
Always.
post or I'm like on a flag
It's just
pole.
like,
if it
even
doesn't
on a
spin, I'm
spinning
like,
pole-
come on, what
on
am
a
I gonna
spinning
do?
pole, even if you don't know pole tricks, you get up there,
You
you
look.
you
You
put a leg
spin.
somewhere, and it's just spinning. It looks
You
like you're doing
look
something.
like you know what you're
Yeah.
doing. And I was surprised to know, honestly, how many people don't know the pole spins. Everyone that I have come across, they're like, oh, wait, it's spinning? I'm like, oh, you thought like we
Yeah,
have
like people
magic
who are
hands
dancers, yeah.
and we're just like oiling them up and just
turning
going,
around.
huh?
Yeah,
That's
no,
what I thought.
absolutely no.
it spins.
No,
Well,
it's a spinner. Definitely spins.
ours don't, but
All right,
Yeah.
Paris, let's hear a crazy story. What you got?
Craziest.
I gotta think
There's one
because
that
there's
gotta
so
stick
many.
out to you.
It doesn't because there's so many weird guys.
She's
like
about that life. So it doesn't stick out.
there's
to
so
her.
That's
many weird
wild.
guys at the club, so it's like, let me think of one that sticks out. Somebody tell mine while I think of one.
I didn't know you spoke Spanish till a couple weeks ago when
Where are you from?
I'm from South Carolina, but I'm
No, I
Puerto
mean,
Rican.
like your ethnicity, Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican black, yeah.
Ah, shit.
But I don't. I'm not.
Lots of trouble.
I'm not fluent.
You're,
So
pretty, you're just pretty good.
I
you
understand.
spoke enough to
very
convince
fluent.
the customer to spend some money.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
That's all
about.
I was like,
I know what
wow.
you're talking about.
Very
I
fluent.
understand. I
Venga
understand
aquí.
everything. Like
Venga aquí.
I can hold a conversation.
I think this is universal.
Dinero.
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 Give me.
Papi. Dinero.
Dime más.
Yeah, he wasn't going to do anything, and then you threw you out there with all your energy, and
Yeah.
you started speaking Spanish.
So
and he
it's
was
just-
like, "Let's do it."
I understand everything, but when I respond, it's Spanglish. It's like both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to practice more. But somebody tell a crazy story so I can think of one.
Oh my God.
Maybe I can relate.
It's always shocking to hear the manager's stories because they have some off.
I mean, I got
No,
one Saturday.
They probably really do.
This isn't
They
even
see
crazy.
everything.
This is just like a Saturday night. But I was at the bar with this girl, and she's like, "This guy's put his jacket on like 3 times back to back." So I'm sitting there looking at him, and as I'm looking at him, he takes his jacket off, puts it on, takes it off, puts it on 4 times, just standing there. And then he's just like standing there, like locked up, and I'm like, "What in the hell is this guy on?" So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him. So I tell one of the girls, I'm like, "Hey, this guy," I'm always fucking with him. I'm like, "This dude wants to dance from you." So she goes over there. She goes over
He
there.
does do that.
And she stands in front of the guy and he's like knotted out, like, straight up. I don't know what he's on, but he's knotted out. It's not weed and it's not alcohol. And she's looking at him and then she looks at me. She's like, "This guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And she's like, she comes over to me. She's like, "He's asleep." I'm like, "Oh." So I walk over there. I'm like, "Sir, you got to wake up." He's like, "Oh, oh, oh." He's super polite. He stands up. And when he stands up, he like fades back. He's like, he's like stuck. He's like, "Sir, I haven't had any alcohol. You can smell my breath." I'm like, "Sir, I know you have not had any alcohol." I was like,
You're-
"I'm gonna need you."
You're on something
I was like,
else.
how are you getting home? He's like, "Oh, I drove." I'm like, "Well, how are you getting home?" I was like, "Let me get you an Uber." Club closes. Dude's still there. No Uber.
That's the worst.
Yeah. So now it's time to go home. Dude's still there. No Uber. Now we've got him off the property, and it's just me and the guys in security. And some of the girls that are leaving call me, and she's like, "Yo, that guy that you were talking to is in. He's in the Costco parking lot with some truckers around him." So me and security go down there, and apparently he was trying to get into one of the trucks, and the truck drivers came at him. So then me and security go down there, and security's like, he was nice enough to say, I'll drive this guy home. The guy's like, "I just need to go in my car. I need to get my sleeping medicine." I'm like, "My friend."
Yeah, your sleeping medicine.
I'm like, "You don't need anything to help you sleep. We just need to get you home." He's like, "Well, I need my keys. Where are my keys?" So he lost his keys. So then we find his keys in the middle of the parking lot. So then we get him back to the car.
How long did that take?
We get him back to the car. This is a 30-minute ordeal. Everybody's gone. We get him back to the car. And now I'm videotaping. And I'm just like, "Hey, guys, this is why you say no to drugs." Videotaping, dude.
Yeah.
And then if it wasn't for security taking him home, I don't know what would have happened because I wasn't taking the dude home. But he got in the car, gave security $10. Security said he passed out before he left the parking lot. He woke him up so he could get his address. Before he got home, they put at the gas station. The guy was like, "Hey, man, just let me out here." So security just let him out at the gas station. That was that.
I hope he was okay.
I hope he's
Yeah, that's not even a crazy story. That's customer
No,
service.
I got one.
But it
Right.
paints a picture of what you guys have to do.
Dude, every story takes 30, 40 minutes.
I have one that I can remember. Maybe you guys can remember how it got to this. But this one time we have to. Somebody tells us there's a guy on the roof.
Oh,
A guy
yeah.
on the roof.
Right. So there's a guy on the roof.
It was me and you.
Club?
Yeah.
There's a guy on the roof of the club. In the club,
Outside.
I mean, on one side can be like one
He
story,
must
but
have
it
just
can
watched
get up.
Batman or
It
something.
can get up to 3 stories, right? So the guy apparently decided it's like a metal roof, so he decided to like climb it all the way to the top. And obviously, at this point, the guy's not listening to us to get down on the right side where he can come down. So we had to call the fire department, and they had to like the first fire truck that came. They weren't able to like get him to come down, so they had to get the one with the thing. What's it called?
The ladder.
The ladder.
They had to
the
get a
big
ladder truck.
to go up there.
got video of it.
and get the guy down.
Aren't there stairs on the side of the club?
Yeah, but the guy was
That's how
not
he-
like
yeah,
following
he didn't wanna
directions.
do it.
And
Oh.
the way he
and like
came up.
where
He was drunk?
where he decided to sit down was like it was 3 stories up. So if he
was
decided to
stuck.
move from there, he would have died. So
That's crazy.
Screaming at
When
him.
was this?
it
That's
was years ago.
crazy.
I have a video. The guy was.
How does he get up there?
So the backside of the building, it has a fence, and it's the lower lip. So if you're any kind of athleticism, you can just do a little jump, and you can jump on the roof. But then you get lost, and you feel like going for a big hike. You climb to the top, and then
Turbo.
you can't see that space anymore. So you don't know how the hell I get up here, and the only thing you can see is the parking lot, which is 3 stories up. So this guy's up there jumping around and dancing, and I see him. I'm like, sit down. He's like, hi. He's thinking he's having fun. I'm like, go back to hi. And he not comprehending anything, man. I
He was
finally
having
got him
fun
to
with
sit
his
down and stay there. And then Carlos was calling the fire truck, and
All right,
they
I'm
show up and
coming
they're like,
down.
we
And he-
can't do anything. And they had to get a truck with a ladder.
You get arrested.
Oh my god.
I don't know what happened.
He was having the time of his
Yeah.
life.
We've had 2 people on the roof
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say
That's
because
crazy.
the night
Who?
Joffy has another story too, where a guy,
Yeah, I was in the lobby and they're like, "Joffy, we need you outside."
Listen to this.
This guy just fell off the roof. I'm like, how did he
Wait, is
fall
this
off?
the same guy?
No, this is another
story.
guy.
Damn.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Exactly.
I'm like, what do you mean he fell off the roof? So I run outside and I look up at the roof and I just see a pair of shoes and no dude. And I'm like, and then I look down and there's this dude and his knee is all like broke. So I go over there and I'm just gonna try to assess the situation. And before I get to him, his buddy thinks that I'm like the police. So his friend throws his friend over the shoulder, runs up. They got a car waiting and gets in the car and takes off.
yeah.
Yeah, but he climbed up the same
That's
part of the roof
crazy.
and he just fell off.
I thought he was 12.
That's insane.
The parking lot. Oh, the parking
There's
lot.
always stories with drunk people. I had one recently, and there's 3 guys. One was super, super drunk, was just being really rude. So I asked him to leave, and then he went to, but not, politely. I mean, he was drunk, but not to the point where we had to drag him out or anything like that. It's like you've had enough to to drink and too much fun for the night. You need to go home. And so I don't know what happened in his brain. He's at the ATM trying to get some money to give to the girl he was sitting with. And I don't know what happens. And he just takes off running from the bathroom, through the lobby, down the parking lot, down the street, and it's pouring rain. It's really, really, it's really wet, and he just takes up, gone.
In the rain. That was us
And
last night.
he's got two
Literally.
friends of his, and they're remaining at the club. So I'm like, hey man, I go up to the guy, and I said, you gotta go get your friend, man. Your friend's fucked up, and he's taking off, and it's raining, and
He's running the mean streets of Charlotte.
That was me in Tokyo
the
last
guy's
night.
like-
We
the
were
guy's
drunk,
like-
running in the
Absolutely.
rain.
Walking like it was not.
I guess
Right.
it's a drunk people thing. So
Yeah.
like
No
the
problem. I gotta
guy's
get
drunk
home.
and he's like, oh yeah, I'll text him. I said, no man. I said, you need to go get your friend right now. And he just, but I don't know. I can't understand what he's saying. And I was like, man, you were just a shitty friend, And that really
running
that
away
really
from
bothered
you.
him. He's like, fuck you, blah blah. I was like, I'm calling it how I see it, man. Like, you're a shitty friend. Your friend's down the street, drunk as fuck,
I
wet.
could so see
You know?
David doing that. To me. I could-
And then he and then he just kind of sized me up or something like that. And then he apologizes and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm just drunk. And I said, dude, I'm all good. You're fine. I'm just telling you, your friend's gone. You need to go find him, So,
Crazy.
I got a story now.
Okay.
It's not my story though. So
Wait. Which means not your story.
I had a friend who used to work with us at the club, but she got fired. And she got hired at a different club, and it was not a good club at all. Very hole in the wall type of club. And she would come home and tell me all kinds of stories. So there was one time she was at this club, and she was in I guess at this club they had couch rooms. She was in a couch room with a customer, and they were a couple. And the girl started giving her boyfriend head, and she didn't know what to do. The dancer didn't know what to do because they pay for time. So she just started pressing her head down like that. While she came home and told me that, she was like, I was like, what did you do? Did you leave? She was like, no, they pay for time. So I was just, I was like, oh my God. I would have left.
Did she win Employee of the Month?
I don't think she ever told anyone that. She
Got
told me though.
a gold star on the wall.
I was like, I would have left. I would have left. Fuck the time. They're occupied.
I have a question for you. Have you ever given more than one or two people a lap dance at the same time?
Yeah.
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 I did it with a I guess they're called polygamists, right?
Yeah.
Polyamorous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polyamorous.
So polyamorous.
Polyamorous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Polyamorous.
And what
I
is-
did it with
what
a
is that?
polyamorous
To the
couple.
camera. Tell
What is that
Oh,
for people that don't know?
I believe it's
like me.
It's a triple relationship.
It's a
So you have
relationship where
either
you can
one
have.
man, two women.
It doesn't have
or-
to be three. It
Doesn't
can
have
be.
to
It
be
can be as many.
It can be as
Or
many.
more.
Whatever it's.
Multiple.
The terms
More
are
than
up
two.
to the couple.
more than two, maybe.
Yeah, the terms are up to
I
the
haven't
people.
I haven't been in it, but
I've met people.
I've met people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a couple comes in. It's a guy and two women, and I was already doing a side stage, and they were very excited to just be around me, and
Yeah.
I could feel the energy was so good, and that was one of the nicest lap dances I've actually ever given. I got to sit on all three of them at
Yeah.
the same time. It's hard, but you have to stretch
It's
your body
fun,
out.
though.
So you just be one over there, arm over here, a leg over there, and the body in the middle. You got to move
And it's fun
everything, and they all get to enjoy you
Yeah.
too. It's not. It wasn't as weird as I thought.
Like,
I'm like,
because
how do I know?
it's
Just
so
have
many
them
people-
sit down and move around.
To them, it's intimate, but to you, it feels less intimate because you're used to just dancing on one person, so it's even more comfortable.
I was just
I
like,
like dancing
the
for two people at the
entertainer.
same time.
Absolutely, the entertainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes you feel like you're putting on a performance versus
Yeah.
like, I gotta make it sexy for
Yeah.
you. Yeah. It's not
That's
that.
funny.
it's
I
not
had
that
I was working and I see a guy and a girl, and it's a guy and a girl bend over in front of him, and there's two dancers over here,
Hyping them up.
hyping him up and stuff like that. And next thing I know, this dude's like fingering this chick, and I'm like, whoa.
Whoa.
And I go up to the guy, I say, hey man, you can't touch the girls like that. You gotta go. And he goes, it's my wife.
Oh shit!
I was like, you still can't touch the girls like that here, man. He goes, you want to touch? I'm like, no, I am good.
No, Jaffe, what about the girl with the boyfriend that comes in the club and she literally just goes up to guys and starts kissing them, and she has a boyfriend?
I don't know if that's her boyfriend. I think
Oh.
that she's just works for herself and sneaks in the club until we kick her out.
That's crazy. It's
I never know.
this girl
Yeah.
literally just
He
comes
said it was his
in and she
girlfriend.
goes up to guys and she gets drunk as fuck, goes up to guys. I guess
Yeah,
she's
they're
looking for
swingers. They
validation.
walk in there and she'll kiss.
She's
I'll
looking
see
out for
I'll see her kiss
validation,
5 dudes, and it's
Yeah.
none of them are him.
That's not healthy.
Yeah,
And he knows about it. And he'll sit at
Yeah.
the same table with them and watch her kiss the guy.
and it's just random guys,
Yeah.
Oh.
different guys in the club,
Yeah.
multiple guys in one night.
What don't y'all like? What do you not like about your job?
Oh.
If there was a top 3 list for both of y'all that you don't
can
like or
already
don't
say it.
tolerate.
It's boundaries for me.
It's boundaries. for
It's the constantly telling you no, or that
Yeah.
that's not going to happen, or that's not going to happen until X, Y, and Z. And you constantly trying to just, let me try anyways, or her rules are not valid, or I just don't want to respect them whatsoever, or I have the money, so I'm in control and I'm not following your directions. Because the same way that you're paying for a service, I'm giving a service. So if I simply say, just don't grab my butt until the third song, let's get there. Let's take baby steps. It's the same way in a real world. You're not just going straight to my house. We're going to go on dates. We're
Yeah.
going to take the baby steps. So if you get a lot more from a dancer organically and her even feeling you, if you just respect her boundaries,
Yeah.
let her build that trust the same way you want us to build trust with you. We want that trust built with us too. And then we can take you just a little bit further. Just respect our boundaries. That's all.
What about you, Puerto Rican?
I would say, God, I know this. Okay.
You just like everything about
Oh,
your job.
I
That's
think-
awesome.
I do. I like my job a lot, but there
saw-
are things that I don't like.
I saw one of her pet peeves live. We
was
did. It was literally all three cities. So it was me, Charlotte, and so Tokyo, Paris,
and
Charlotte.
Yeah.
We all worked together.
I remember
A lot of
this.
times it's weird, but I just think guys like us, we gravitate all three of us together. We work good together. So we're working, and we put in a lot of work that night. I'm not gonna lie, especially in that last 15 minutes. It's a group of guys, and we did our job. We did our part. Now it's their part where you pay.
Yeah.
And it was very simple. This is what the tab is. Just pay the tab. No, you'll be all right. And she just simply,
remember that.
she simply was like, no, we're going to pay. And then here's fed up.
Oh, I
I don't
remember
need
this night.
this. And she just walks
I remember
off.
that too.
Then we have me that's like, come on, this is our job. Don't you want to reward
Because
us?
I was
and
literally being
it's
so
not really,
nice.
it's still not going that way.
I
And
was-
then here comes the managers. I'm like, I'm not losing my job over this amount. So we leave as well.
That's why I walked
She
away
walked
because I
away.
was about to curse him
I
out for
follow
real.
the lead. I saw her fed upness. I leave as well. And then we have the talkers.
I was
So she
literally-
stays, blah, 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 blah,
Charlotte-
blah, blah,
Charlotte
blah.
got my money.
Came upstairs with everyone's
like,
money
"Here's
and
your
was like,
money."
here you go. I said, how did you? She was, you just got to, I'm not playing.
was like-
Okay.
Well, she knew them.
She had
She
to,
didn't know them.
She
She
did.
knew him from high school.
The one of them.
Oh, she did
knew.
say she knew him from
one
high
of them
school.
she didn't know, so she ended
I
up
remember
talking to
one
him,
of
and
them
they
was
made
like-
it right.
One
but-
of them was like an NBA player or something.
Yeah.
And he brought two friends and they were broke. And he gave his
How
friends
broke?
money.
No, you have to say,
No.
yeah, how broke?
He gave
We
his
see
friends
this a
money
lot.
to spend.
They give
and
them
he
money.
He went off to the side to the
Yeah.
booth and got dances from a girl. And we were still at the table with them giving them dances. And they were literally pocketing money. Didn't want to give us, like,
Yeah.
they had like
From-
300-400 ones on the table.
From the player.
And out of all those ones, we made like 100 altogether off those ones. And so then when it was time to pay, we told them, like, this isn't how much we did. Like,
That's
you
just
still
tips,
have,
yeah.
that's just tip. You have to pay for the 5 dances. So she ends up getting her money. Charlotte got her money. And the guy that I was dancing for was like,
You'll be all right.
he gave me, I was like 20 something short.
He
or
kept
like
saying
30
it too.
short.
Condescending, like,
Yeah,
no,
and I was
Paris will be all right.
Yeah, I
She's
was being
fine.
so nice about it. I was like, the same way you have a job and you get paid for your job, I'm at work, I get paid for my job, so I would like my money. Like, I was being so nice, and he was just disrespectful. So I was like, you know what? I make more money than you do in a week and a night. I don't need your money. And I
Walks
walked
off.
off. I walked off.
Just
I was,
leaves.
I was so irritated. That's my pet peeve. The
Yeah.
broke guys. That's my pet peeve.
Especially after we've worked.
Yeah.
We can negotiate all day about me working.
Yeah.
But after I've put in the work,
You owe. This is a bill.
you
This
would
is a
never.
tab.
You're not walking
This is a
out on.
tab.
You're not walking out
Pay
on
your
a
tab.
restaurant tab.
Yeah.
So you're not walking out on this tab.
Pay your tab.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that I was irritated.
It's
at.
almost the Weasley. It's like, no, I don't want to. I'm like, I shouldn't have to pull your tooth just to get $20. Come on,
Yeah.
now. Get real. Like,
All right, guys, we're gonna end it there.
That's it.
Yeah, we can do more.
You'll come back next time.
Paris,
Okay.
Ariana, Tokyo, we appreciate you guys.
of course.
Yes.
That was a wrap for episode 5.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much,
Good.
I feel
and
like
we'll
we
see
should,
you
like-
guys next time.
I know. She wants confetti poppers.
Yeah.